over 10 years in operation, 25 projects in the market, 11,000 units sold. Over 5,500 investors, nearly 4,000 residents. Now there's a track record.
Why does the diaspora community, getting investments at Tsavo?
Trust.
Well, Jambo there, and welcome to this special podcast, Champs Media. And we are still, let me say, early in the year. We want to appreciate one of our partners, Tsavo, a real estate company. And many of you have been asking, so who is the founder? You've heard so much about Tsavo. Who is the founder? Who is the man behind Tsavo? And he's here. Karibu sana.
Sana Alex. Thank you so much.
Jina lake ni Leonard Mcharo. Amekuwa behind the scenes. Hata uko field hujawahi kumuona, but nimemleta leo so that you have an idea who is he and how did he go into venturing into real estate. So the first question, Leonard, yes, what was the spark? What inspired you into beginning Tsavo?
Oh, wonderful. Asante sana. It's nice to finally meet you face to face.
Asante.
We have worked together for many years.
Yeah.
My story goes back a long way. I'm an architect by training, and I'm married to Emily, who is a finance professional. And so she was doing her banking, I was doing my architecture. But architecture is beautiful. It's ni kazi nzuri lakini haina pesa. And
really?
we wanted to do something amazing. Very glamorous, but it does nothing. We wanted to do something good. And we were running our company. As I was working, we started investing, Emily and I. So from the time I was in my late 20s and she was in her mid 20s, we started investing in real estate. Pole, not earning much. And for about 10 years, we built a sizable portfolio where we're earning rental income. Now, I'm working, I'm not making money from my practice, but I'm earning something from rent.
So, side hustle.
Exactly. Now, that is what gave me the energy and the drive to say, you know what, why don't we start something that gives people the same advantage that I got? Because I got some education in investments. I started investing. That's when we started Tsavo. Yeah.
That's about 10 years ago, is it?
That's about 10 years ago. So we started Tsavo as a purely architectural company. But after a while, we realized, no, we need to move into something more impactful than just giving design services. So that's how it now moved from an architectural company to a real estate investment company.
So you brought in your skills as an architect.
I brought in my skills as an architect. I'm a passionate architect, and my wife is a passionate finance person. So the technical skills and the money skills, boom.
So many people think it must be expensive, huge. But you said ulianza mdogo.
Yes.
People imagine I should have some huge investment. I mean money somewhere or a loan. For you, how did you begin?
Way back, when you're doing investments, the problem is we want something big immediately. But see, the first thing you work on is the mind. You have to train your mind first. That I need to, and start with the end in mind. When I get to a certain age, say 60 or 65, I don't need to work. I can work if I want, but I don't need to. So you start small, unaweka kidogo, inazaa kidogo, unaweka kidogo, inazaa kidogo. And that's how it started with us. And we started saving 15,000 shillings per month.
Wow.
That is the saving I began with. Actually, for me, that was my full salary.
Your full salary?
Yeah, it was my full salary, and I put it.
They say money follows vision.
Money follows vision. If you chase money, you get problems. You get a vision, and you get a solution.
Yes.
Money follows you.
Yeah. I know we featured quite a number of your projects. So just give us a recap of some of your projects and what's available at the moment.
In these last 10 years, we have been fortunate because we got something that the market seems to want. And our market comes in two ways. One, we have the investor, the one who is looking for financial independence. So you put in your money to get rent. Then we have the resident. Now, that is the secret. If you get the resident, then the resident pays the rent, and the rent is what pays you. So we've done that, starting with small projects. Now we're doing big projects. We are now on our 24th project. Soon to release our 25th project, all in a short span of 10 years, covering all areas of Nairobi. And now we're about to start getting out.
Okay. Yeah. So, for example, currently, what do you have? What should people look out for?
Yeah,
I mean, maybe the one you are going to launch?
Yes, so we're about to launch one. Very excited. It's called Tsavo Pioneer. It's Pioneer because it's the first project outside of Nairobi. So this we're going to Eldoret.
That is in Eldoret.
Right in Eldoret town. So that's our very first project that we are going to go there.
So it's what? Apartments?
Apartments. The thing we do is we do small apartments, studio apartments, 1 bedrooms and a few 2 bedrooms. That's our sweet spot because then we focus. The target resident is the young person. So when you invest, then you are guaranteed, because 51%. I think 51% of the Kenyan population is between 19 and 35.
Okay.
That's a huge number.
A huge number.
That's a huge number. And all of us went through there, and nobody thought about us from a housing perspective.
Okay. Is this off plan or?
This is off plan. We have a few units that are complete, but the ones that are complete, of course, require a full payment. Off plan ones, the beauty is that you get a long-term payment plan. Yeah.
Is it risky?
You see, over 10 years in operation, 25 projects in the market, 11,000 units sold. Over 5,500 investors, people who have trusted us, over nearly 4,000 residents. Now there is a track record. There is a track record. I may be wrong, but I don't believe there's anybody in Kenya who has delivered as much as we have consistently over time.
What's the price range for the units that are upcoming in Eldoret?
The new units, I think the smallest will be 2.2 million.
2.2 million
for a studio, 2.7 million for a superior studio, and 3.2 million for a 1 bedroom.
Then you see many people talk about American dream, Kenyan dream, and this it's reading about fire. What is that?
Yeah. Well, the American dream I don't know much about, but I'll tell you about the Kenyan dream.
The Kenyan dream.
Abroad. Because I understand the people who go to America work very hard.
Yes.
Now, as you're working very hard for your money, we have a platform where your money works for you. Now, when you're starting the company, we came across this concept. It's a global concept called FIRE. FIRE means Financial Independence Retire Early.
Financial Independence Retire Early.
Yes.
That's your concept.
That's the concept. That's the purpose. That is the heart and soul of everything that we do at Tsavo. Yeah. So the whole idea is when you're young and you're energetic and you're working, put your money. And then the money gives you passive cash flow. And when you're able to meet your needs, wants, and desires using your passive cash flow, then you're financially independent. Then you can retire. You want to get more education? Get more education. You want to educate your children better? Educate your children better. But you have options. So you're no longer bound. So, employment can be inakufunga. But once you're free, then that's financial independence for us.
You've given us a teaser that you've done so many projects. I was reading. Is it 24?
Yes, 24.
Well done. What an achievement. 24.
24.
Yeah. Maybe take us through some of these projects.
Wonderful. So, of course, when we started, there were small projects, 60 units, 100 units. By the time we did our third project, which is where we are now, this was 475 units. So we have areas that we concentrate on. And these are the areas that young people like to live. So Kiambu Road, from Thindigwa and Kiambu Town, Thika Road, so around USIU, Roysambu area, Magadi Road, Naivasha Road, so from near the junction all the way to opposite Ilri. Soon we'll be going to Wayaki Way. Embakasi is big for us. We have 3 projects there. So we take these hot spots where young people live, and that's where we put our apartments.
You said so far you've had over how many investors?
We have over 5,500 investors. And these are people, at the beginning of course it began with our friends. They are people that we know and people we school with and worked with. But after a while those friends brought their friends. Then the friends, it's one person introduces another. Then we meet partners like you and you tell other people. So of these 5,500, about 1,000 are in the diaspora.
1,000 are in the diaspora out of the 5,000.
Yes. So which is a good thing. Because it means that the base of the investors here at home see us every day and they trust us.
Yes.
And these are the ones who mostly tell their relatives out in the diaspora, you know what, I've bought something, check out these guys. Or when they come for holiday, then they're shown.
Yeah, from my experience, because our content cuts across, we have viewers in Kenya here, viewers in the diaspora, about 60% of our viewers in Kenya, 40% outside.
Yes.
So you find it cuts across. So someone may watch here and tell their relatives abroad.
Yes.
And others are watching there, and they're telling their people back home, I've seen ABCD.
Exactly.
Yeah. So how do you penetrate into the diaspora?
Mostly it's been word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
Word of mouth has been by far the biggest thing, and that for us is very encouraging. But also now it is through medium like this, where we now have conversations with trusted partners, because we are very careful. And we also like when partners come, they also check us out to be very careful that I don't want to mess up your name.
We've done our due diligence.
Yes, I can imagine.
And why does the diaspora community, like, getting investments at Tsavo?
Trust.
Trust, eh?
Trust. Because you see, nobody tells us what to build or where to build. They just ask, whatever you have promised us, please deliver.
Yeah, please deliver.
So the thing that we've been able to do very well, we have delivered high quality products. We brand ourselves as affordable, but we are not cheap. I mean, look at the space we are, it's not cheap. So we were able to deliver quality product. We are able to deliver it affordably through the 60-month payment plan. And most importantly, we deliver the tenant. So nobody ever buys a house and then it remains vacant. Our average occupancy rate right now is 98%. Out of the 4,000 units, 98% at any given time are occupied. Now that's why the diaspora person likes us, because they know with their money with us, they never lose it. Yeah,
indeed, many have burnt their fingers. You've had those terrible stories, of projects that have collapsed. Some have even lost through relatives, friends. And real estate has really been one of those areas that are really feared. But there are those doing very well, like you and your company. Congratulations. So how do you really make it really sustainable and give that diaspora investor peace of mind?
Peace of mind. I think it first starts with character. If you can remember, around 2015, there were very many companies that were going down in real estate.
True.
Some were just outright scams, some were mismanaged. I will not name the names. So we knew, we were not sure if there's a real estate gap, but we knew there's an integrity gap. That's why we came in. So that's why the first people who invested with us are people who knew us personally. They knew me, they knew Emily. So for us, the thing that beats everything else is integrity, personal integrity. Number two, just professionalism. Technical professionalism, financial professionalism. So once you bring those things together, it's really not that difficult.
Wow, that's exciting, and you are daring. You are daring, Leonard. So in other words, you are saying the time to invest is now.
It's now. It's time. And I'll tell you why. When I was earning 15,000 shillings per month, and I learned about investment, I told myself it's time. I start now. I can't wait for 100,000. I can't wait for 500,000. This is the time. And why? First, it's a mindset.
It's a mindset.
Once your mind is right, then your money goes to, because where do you take your money? You use it in fast moving consumer goods or investments. So you choose.
So how do your potential clients reach you?
Our potential clients can reach us. There's a phone number, a QR code that you can just come. You can go to the website, tsavo.ke, where you'll find all our details are there. Ask your relatives to come and check out the projects. It's very important to visit sites. You come and just see the sheer scale of what we are doing and the sheer numbers of people that are in those buildings.
Wow, thank you. What a conversation. You've had it from the founder himself, Tsavo, a real estate development company that is offering affordable investment opportunities. And you've done well, Leonard. So let's keep doing it together. Tukienda Maju, we'll keep going together, Maju. Wonderful. And well done.
Thank you, sir.
Asante sana.
All the best to saidia wa Kenya. Na wakuje nyumbani kuinvest.
Watakuja.
Asante sana.
Asante.
Thank you.